Happy Friday, everyone. It's time for my daddy's podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Lessons for Success podcast. I'm your host, Adam Wardlaw, a middle school science teacher and high school football coach in South Carolina. Thank you for joining the podcast, heard by nearly 2,000 listeners across 37 states here in America and 14 countries worldwide. Each day's episode has a different theme. Monday episodes feature motivational messages to get your week started on the right foot. Tuesday episodes provide practical tips for being more efficient in different areas of your life. Wednesday episodes will feature wise words from various sources. Thursday episodes will look back in the history books at noteworthy moments. And Friday episodes will feature feel-good stories and messages to finish your week off on a high note. If you're listening on iPhone, be sure to give the show a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast. Now let's start the show. 90,000 rescued animals and counting. That's how many animals the Irwin family has rescued in the 16 years their 24/7 animal hospital has been in operation. Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Feel Good Friday here on the Lessons for Success show. If you've been paying attention to the news, you've definitely seen the wildfires that have engulfed much of Australia. When researching for the show, I read that this season's bushfire activity has been much higher than normal. Experts think around 26 million acres of land has been burned, and there have been at least 9 human fatalities. Another article suggested that around 1.25 billion animals have been impacted by the flames. All the fire activity has definitely kept things busy at the Irwin Family Animal Hospital. If that name sounds familiar to you, it's probably because you're familiar with the late Steve Irwin, aka the crocodile hunter. His family's been busy keeping his legacy by serving wildlife conservation efforts since his tragic death in 2006. The remarkable stat of 90,000 rescued animals has certainly been making headlines as well. The 90,000th customer at the animal hospital was an orphaned platypus named Ollie, who will be released back into the wild after being medically cleared. I think a lesson we can all learn from the Irwin family is that in the midst of trying times, it's important to band together with those around you for the greater good. The Irwin family, in the midst of crisis in Australia, has remained diligent in their mission and has treated the influx of animals they have been receiving. We should all strive to keep this level of diligence even when the odds are stacked against you. During these bushfires, the Irwin family has treated over 100 bats, flying foxes, possums, and platypus, among other species. They're even raising funds to develop drinking sites to provide water in the midst of the drought that has led to the fires. I'll leave a link in the show notes if you wish to donate to the cause. Well, thank you for listening, everybody. If 90,000 rescued animals isn't good enough to put you in a good mood, I'm not sure what is. Hope you all have a good weekend, and tune in next week for more episodes of the Lessons for Success podcast. That's it, everybody, for another episode of the Lessons for Success podcast. Thank you for listening. If you're listening on an iPhone, remember to give the show a 5-star rating so that our audience can keep growing. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and now TikTok by searching at L4S Show or using the hashtag L4S Show. Remember, that's the number 4. And episodes are also published on the Lessons for Success YouTube channel. Thank you again, and tune in next time on the Lessons for Success podcast.